Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our reflection for Tuesday for this week. Tuesday, the 17th of January. Perhaps for some of you, that's a really, really special day. There might be birthdays, there might be anniversaries, there might be things that you are doing today that you are really super excited about. 17th of January for some of us is possibly simply just another day. We don't need to have just another day, of course. We can decide ourselves. You might want to come to Cafe Connect. You might want to bring wee ones along to story time. Come to Bible study at 11:30. But whatever you're doing, 17th of January, 2023, this is the only chance we get to live it. And so that's the basic premise of today. As we look to the front of our church here in Dalgety Bay, there's light streaming in from the windows. I don't want to put too many lights on in church because it's quite nice to think that there is light outside that comes into dark places. And this darker place, this church chancel at the moment, is not actually that dark. The light streaming in, we can see all that we need to see. We can see the cross. We can see the wonderful banner for Epiphany and for Candlemas right up. It says, "Guide us." Those stars that say guide us, not just the wise men, but all of us. And guide us also that prayer to God for each one of us. Guide us. Together, us. But also, of course, we have to say, guide me. Tell me what I should be doing. And wouldn't that be fun? Beautiful flowers and beautiful chancel in a wonderful church in a great place to simply sit and be. On this 17th day of January 2023. So what is this day? What was this day in the past? Are there any historical events which we might look to and might get some inspiration from for our day today? Looking, there was nothing too much that happened that caught my eye, but perhaps things would catch yours in the history books. But what did catch my eye were the people who were born on the 17th of January. And the first one that I saw is, I don't want to destroy anybody's illusions or beliefs, but the first one I saw was the birth of Popeye. Popeye the Sailor Man, a great favourite when I was growing up, with his girlfriend Olive Oil, and wonderful stories. And stories of a guy who really was not that strong until he ate his spinach. And when I saw that first one, I thought, that's maybe not such a bad symbolism for us, an imagery for us. That we don't always feel that we are strong enough for the world around us. We don't always feel that we can do our best. We don't feel that we have the gifts, perhaps. Perhaps we just have to take something into ourselves that will give us that strength. For Popeye, it was spinach. For me, probably my faith is the main one, I would have to say. My faith gives me strength to do things that I never thought I would be able to do. Perhaps it's when we see injustices and there's suddenly a passion to find justice, to make voices heard. Something that we can take into ourselves that really does make a difference to how we act. We have to be careful, of course, what that is. It might make us act in the wrong ways. But look to Popeye. He knew that when he had his spinach, he could face the world and face it well. So maybe that's something we can think of today. But there are other birthdays, first appearances, if you like, not just Popeye. Benjamin Franklin, Al Capone, Muhammad Ali, Jim Carrey, and Michelle Obama. There's a few to think about. Some people who are very political, some people very strong in that political sphere, some who were pretty strong in other spheres of life that perhaps we would rather not be strong in, gangsters. Muhammad Ali, the boxer, the most famous boxer of all time, quite possibly, who could be very gentle, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You remember all those catchphrases, I'm quite sure. Strong people who used their strength in different ways, as did Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. Jim Carrey, an actor, an entertainer, a fun man, someone who could make people laugh. That again is something I think that is a huge strength in people around me. People who can make me smile, make me laugh, make me, well, take my mind off perhaps what else is going on round about. Being able to make people laugh. What a gift that is. And Michelle Obama, not in the centre of spotlight perhaps, but in some ways very much in that spotlight as First Lady, and someone who used that position so well. The strengths that these people had, or have even today, to help us to think what we do. Benjamin Franklin or Al Capone, how would we use our strength? What would we do? Guide us, Lord, to find the right people to follow. That might be our first prayer for today. Jim Carrey, Muhammad Ali, entertainers both in their own ways. But perhaps we need some guidance too. Do we fight or do we make people smile? Do we distract people by some humour, by some slapstick, as Jim Carrey was so famous for? Or do we stand our ground and battle it out? People who were born on this day, some years ago, some not so many years ago, perhaps have something to teach us. But the one born in Bethlehem, whom we mustn't forget, for it wasn't that long ago that we celebrated that birth, is the one who will truly guide us. Guide us in today and in every day. So, back to the 17th of January, 2023. Is today a special day for you? Or is it just another day? Maybe if it's just another day, you might be quite pleased about that. It might give you some time to simply be, to catch up, to sit and think and just allow yourself that time and peace and space. But if that's not what you prefer, if this is just another day and you're a bit bored and you're looking around thinking, just another one, really? What can we do? Well, maybe it is for you to make this day special. Maybe it is for you to be guided, to make it special for someone else. And in doing so, make it special for you too. Make it special for someone who perhaps is going through this week with every day, just another day. But they would look back on this week and say, no, that was the day when my friend phoned, when we went out for coffee. That's the day we had a chat and I laughed. We had such a laugh remembering. Maybe you can make this day special for somebody, and maybe they'll make it special for you without them even knowing. Guide Us is possibly my favourite banner in our church, for its simplicity, but also for its prayer that we need each and every moment. Guide us, guide me. Guide us together, guide us individually. But Lord, on this day, whether it's an extraordinary day or just another day, Lord, guide us and help us to make this day all it is. Because to get back to the very beginning, this is the only 17th of January 2023 that we're going to have. So let's make the most of it. Whatever you're doing, wherever this day takes you, I pray that you find in it some humour, some laughter, some peace, and maybe a challenge or two. Whatever you find, be blessed in it and find God in it. God bless.